Today, we are going to be looking at The False Mirror by Rene Magritte, found on the 5th floor at the Museum of Modern Art. But before we get to it, we're going to go over some events that may have influenced its creation. After working as a draughtsman in a wallpaper factory for about a year, Magritte decided to try his hand as a freelance designer of posters and publicity. Soon after, in 1926, he signed a contract with the Galerie Lysentar in Brussels, and was able to live as a fine artist for a short period of time. It was around this time when he first saw the work of surrealist artist Giorgio de Chirico. It could be said that this encounter led Magritte down the path of surrealism. The surrealist art movement started in a post-World War I Europe when French Dada poet André Breton denounced the recent conservative modern art trends in favor of a more thoughtful approach during the 1920s. Because it was heavily influenced by French psychology at the time as well as the work of German psychologist Sigmund Freud, surrealists strived to create work that allowed them to explore and experiment with the idea of some subconscious thought by finding a way to bypass the restrictions placed on people by societal norms. During this movement, there were two distinct styles that came into play. One of these styles was called automatic drawing, and the other style was exquisite corpse drawing. Automatic drawing generally resulted in rather vague imagery that contrasted the chaotic lines and shapes that often made up the background. However, the corpse drawing style often leaned toward more defined objects juxtaposed with other objects, which often led to combinations that made for rather odd and interesting scenery. It is also worth mentioning that the work of Rene Magritte during this time were often made in this style. At first glance, False Mirror appears to be a painting of a large eye with no other notable facial features present. On closer inspection, we see that the iris resembles a cloud-swept cerulean blue sky, and resting in the center of it is a dead black disk that represents the eye's pupil. After the varnish that coated the painting was removed, the pupil became a very soft, deep black, while before the varnish was removed, it was rather glossy and reflective. This also caused it to become the painting's focus, as well as cause other details in the paintings to become more pronounced. This could also tie into the previously mentioned corpse drawing technique, which involved using defined objects and juxtaposing them with other defined objects. In this case, those objects would be the eye and the sky that's placed within it. Finally, False Mirror was once described as a painting that sees as it itself is seen by surrealist photographer and former owner Man Ray, which hinted at the compelling duality that dwelled within it.